Kidney March family and friends, welcome to the Kidney March 2021 Alumni Reunion. We're so glad you're here with us today to share some great memories, bring back memories from prior years, this year, everything like that, and just to celebrate some of the success that we shared this year as well. It's been truly an incredible year. We acknowledge the territorial lands of Indigenous peoples, the diverse First Nations, the Métis, and the Inuit peoples, on whose land our Kidney Marchers walk and gather throughout Kidney March. We respect the continued connections with the past, present, and future in our ongoing relationships with all Indigenous peoples. You know, Kidney March had to go virtual to be safe during these COVID times, but that certainly did not affect the success that our marchers had and the fun that people had and the connection that our Kidney March community and family made together again this year.
I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up just yet. Kidney March all the way. Woo-hoo!
So we want to take this time to celebrate some of the success we had in 2021, and that is all down to you, our marchers and crew this year, the donors that supported you in every way, and of course our Kidney March sponsors. Wouldn't be Kidney March without your support. We're really proud to announce our top fundraising teams for 2021. In fifth place, the Jaywalkers, Deborah and Kevin Johnson. They've been marching for more than 5 years, and they march in honor of their son and their family. In fourth place with fundraising success, Team Because You Can. That is the BC branch team, and what an enthusiastic, awesome team this year. Great fundraising achievement. In third place, again, this team is always really showing up in the top 5, and that's the Kidney Kids, and a phenomenal job every year. In second place, and just an awesome achievement this year, Soul Sisters and the Misters. Great enthusiasm and just hard work all year round fundraising. And our top fundraising team this year, again for the second year that they've been doing Kidney March, is Team Alicia, Princess Warriors, a dedicated team that brings their heart into Kidney March every step of the way. And now our top 5 fundraising individuals. In fifth place, James Maxim. James has been marching with us for several years. Thank you so much for the great fundraising again this year, James. In fourth place, Laura Comfort. Laura, fantastic job, great work, thank you so much. In third place with the Kidney Kids team is Dr. Julian Midgley. Julian, you always give it your all. You start fundraising late in the year, but you always deliver, so thank you so much. In second place, Deborah Johnson. Deborah, you've been marching with us for several years. Thank you. We can't thank you enough for putting your heart and soul into this and raising these precious funds. And our top fundraising individual this year, raising just an incredible amount. It's really hard to believe the incredible funds that your donors contributed again this year. Faisal Somji. Thank you so much. Faisal is the dad of Alicia, the Princess Warrior. Incredible. So thank you to each and every one of you for marching, for reaching out to people, raising funds, and just really delivering this year. All that money added up together to a gigantic total of $915,100. Incredible. And we promise to put every cent of that to good use in funding the work of the Kidney Foundation. The Kidney Foundation raises all of its own funds. We are not funded by the government, and we raise these funds so that we can fund the most promising research projects that are going on. And research is the key. Research, we always call it the ultimate patient service, because that's what's going to change the lives of people living with kidney disease. progress in treatments, and definitely working towards a cure. And in addition to that, it funds all of our advocacy work, the work that we do to improve the organ donation situation in Canada and to promote organ donation, to educate people about organ donation. Nearly 80% of the people on the waiting list for a transplant are waiting for a kidney. So that's a core part of our mission. So thank you for helping with that work as well. And of course, the services and the programs for the people who are living with kidney disease, we provide those all free of charge, and they are funded by the money that you raise. So you should feel very, very proud of your contribution and your Kidney March campaign on behalf of achieving these important objectives. Speaking of funding and what it accomplishes, I'm really pleased to introduce Dr. Susan Samuel. And Susan is a pediatric nephrologist here at the Alberta Children's Hospital. She is a world-class researcher and really quite an accomplished mentor of other people in nephrology and researchers in general, quite an accomplishment. And she's received some tremendous research funding for her projects. So she's here to talk to you a little bit about her work and about how she got to doing this work. Some of you will remember Susan because she's also a kidney marcher. So here's Dr. Samuel to share a little bit about the work she's doing and how she got to doing this work.
It's great to be here, and I'm just so delighted to share my story. I come from a family of people who are very invested in research. My family has a history of polycystic kidney disease. My grandpa died before the time of dialysis, and my dad also has the same condition, and he has been a dialysis patient and a transplant patient at the Vancouver renal program for many years. I don't think people realize the importance of research and innovation and science until you see it play out in your family over a series of generations. What research has done for our family is given my dad that extra 22 years that he wouldn't have had if we did not have advances in dialysis and transplantation, in life-sustaining care. And this all came through research and innovation over the last 50 to 70 years. So it gave me a chance to witness the power of investment in science over 2 or 3 generations. My dad lost his dad when he was 8 due to kidney disease. I have not lost my dad yet, and that's the miracle of science. So I said, I know something about this, and I'm going to apply myself and my career to kidney disease. And that's how I chose my specialty.
Dr. Samuel, you've had a connection to the Kidney Foundation of Canada throughout your career. Can you tell us a little bit about how the Kidney Foundation has impacted your career?
Yeah, the Kidney Foundation has been influential in my career. I received 2 very significant awards from the Kidney Foundation. One was an operating grant and one was a salary award. So when I started out as a researcher here at the University of Calgary, I applied for operating grant funds to study how transition from pediatric to adult care impacts youth who have received a kidney transplant. And that work was funded by the Kidney Foundation through the General Operating Grant Scheme. And what we found was that there was a high incidence of kidney transplant graft failure in the immediate period post-transfer to adult care. That publication has led to improving care around the transition period, in particular implementation of some young adult transplant clinics across the country, including here in Calgary. So I believe the Kidney Foundation had a great impact in influencing the care of youth with kidney transplants and youth with kidney disease in general.
Thank you, Dr. Samuel, for being with us today. You have explained to us about your history, getting into the field of nephrology, and your work as a researcher, and how that's developing. You're really busy. You're a mom of little kids, and yet you still have found the time to participate in Kidney March for several years as crew and the medical crew, but you also marched 100 kilometers in 3 days yourself. Why is it important for you to get out and be a part of Kidney March?
Thanks, Jill. The reason why I wanted to be part of the Kidney March is because all the work we do is about the patients and how we can make a difference. And it doesn't matter whether you're a researcher or a doctor or a nurse or a Kidney Foundation volunteer or a worker. We're all here to make a difference. We're all here to make a change in the way kidney disease affects people for the better. So we want to make things better. And that's why I personally participated in the Kidney March, because I see the value of community, of connection. It gives me the passion and the drive to do what I'm doing every day and not to give up. I see those pictures on those backpacks of people that different marchers are marching for, of sons, daughters, fathers, mothers, sisters, friends. And so when I see those pictures, it moves me and it drives me. And I want to make a difference. And that's why it doesn't matter how busy you are, in the end, it's all about people. It's all about how we care for each other. And that's why I do research, and that's why I participate in Kidney March.
It really is quite an experience, and I think you said it really well, that Kidney March is an opportunity for people from all over different parts of the kidney community who are all walking in the same direction and heading for the same goal. I know we walked together in 2014 for a little stretch, and I was really privileged because I got to hear your story and your personal connection. And I think that's the whole 3 days is about connecting with people and finding out their stories.
Yeah, that's what makes it meaningful.
Our involvement with Kidney March began when Tegan was 5 years old, and she was diagnosed with a rare kidney disease called cystinuria.
2 years ago, I was able to give my wife a kidney.
I walk for those who can.
My dad and I both have polycystic kidney disease. My dad had a transplant already, and I'll most likely need one too. If we continue to raise money for research, maybe I won't need one.
So the Kidney Kids has a huge Kidney March team, and they are specifically made up of nephrologists, nurses, other staff from the nephrology clinic, parents of pediatric patients. Can you tell me more about this team that's formed over the years?
I'm just so privileged to be a member of the Division of Pediatric Nephrology here. This is a special place, and Dr. Julian Midgley was the division leader for over 20 years here, and he is continuing to lead our team, the Kidney Kids team, and his advocacy and dedication to the Kidney Foundation and the Kidney March is well known, and I'm grateful to him for introducing me to the community and also carrying the Kidney Kids team all these years. I think he brings that certain devotion, commitment to the families, and why the Kidney Kids team is so different than other teams perhaps marching is that once you have a child with chronic disease, let alone kidney disease, then you realize how fragile life is and how dependent you are on your care providers, your friends, your family. It's an all-consuming diagnosis for the family, not just for the child. And watching that child grow up from infancy to adulthood, you become part of the family. So that's why in the Kidney Kids, there's grandpas, their friends, their moms, dads, and the dogs who feel like they're part of the family too. And that's why the Kidney Kids is so special. And I'm grateful to Dr. Midgley for having given leadership to this team for so many years, and over all these years have raised an incredible amount of funds, which I know are being invested directly back in research. So the children with kidney disease is a smaller group of patients compared to the larger group of adults with kidney disease in Canada, but I feel that they are the most inspirational. And they have stories that are incredible, stories of resilience, stories of hope, stories of facing adversity and looking at death in the eye and saying, you know, we're gonna overcome. And that's why this team is so amazing. So I'm so grateful to be part of it.
When I did the very first kidney march back in 2010, one of the things that astounded me was the number of healthcare professionals who stepped up and said, yep, we're doing this, whether it was walking the 100 kilometers or the many, many people who gave up their whole week to come and be out on the road.
How you guys doing? Good. Good. Yeah, we're always at the booth.
I remember, I think it was on a Saturday morning, and coming out to a pit stop, and we have these chairs where everybody's sitting down and getting their feet attended to, and all of a sudden, you know, this small woman on her knees in front of this barefoot with blisters looked up, and it's you. And I'll be honest with you, and I mean, it choked me up because I thought, you know, of all the things that yourselves as healthcare professionals are bringing to the table every day, the fact that you would come out and spend your time doing that, it was just so impactful for me, you know, to see everybody out there as one big group. I am getting teary, I'm so sorry. But that's what Kidney March does, for goodness sake. And just to know that everybody on their knees in front of these feet or walking out there, we all looked the same in our jerseys. It was an even playing field, and we all just did what we needed to do to get to that finish line, to make a point, to make a noise about kidney disease, and to raise the funds, as you said. And there's been so many aspects that were inspirational, but that was an example with you that really hit me hard.
Yeah, Jill, if I can get a little bit emotional with you, you know, the visual image of that kidney march, I relished that role of taking care of the marchers' blisters, and I wanted to do that one role over and over again, because this is one disease that brings you to your knees. No matter who you are, when you get the diagnosis of you have a chronic kidney disease that's going to lead to kidney failure, it will bring you to your knees. And it's from that position you have to get up and say, I can overcome. And so it was my way of saying, you know what, on this march, your blisters are the most painful part. But there are people all over this march who are willing to come together and to help people up from those knees and get going again. Because as I tell all my patients, you have a diagnosis of chronic kidney disease, but this is something you can overcome. Kidney failure is something you can overcome. It does not define who you are. And I'm so grateful to have participated in the march and to have looked after so many feet and popped so many blisters, because it reinforced to me over and over again, no matter how powerful you are, how rich you are, it will bring you to your knees. For anyone who is doubting, jumping in because they don't think they can finish the march, I'm saying you can. I did it. I'm not the most athletic or fit person, but I was able to complete the march. I've seen individuals of all sorts of abilities and ages and different physical health conditions completing the march. And the crew is there to support you, to make sure that you are well and you're able to complete the march in the time that's allotted. There is some training involved, and so some walking prior, getting the right shoes, and knowing what causes blisters, etc. These are very, very important to address before you start marching. But the Kidney Foundation crew, they are very good at supplying you with the information you need to help you complete the march in a safe way. So I'm pretty sure if you're thinking about it, you can do it. So jump in.
You know, this year on Kidney March, we know that all of you had great experiences from coast to coast and lots of fun. You sent in lots of pictures and video, which is fantastic. So we have a couple features of some great kidney marchers. We have Stuart and Cheryl Duff, longtime kidney marchers. They've been in it from the beginning, and here's a little bit about their story.
This is the year 12 for us. Kidney March has been awesome. We started because I wanted to meet people in the same position as me. I have polycystic kidney disease, had a transplant 5 years ago, and Kidney March has turned out to be a family. It's a lot of support. We've had huge support throughout all of I had my kidneys removed as well. One was 1.7 kilos, the other was 2.4 kilos. So being able to have that support around is huge.
I didn't want to do it. The first year, day 2, I said I would never do it again. And then I crossed the finish line. And now I can't not do it.
Finishing line, very emotional.
It's not about the 100 kilometers. It's about the people you meet and the journey that you have to get there. So yeah, it's, you can train all you want, but there's people that do and still don't make it. But yeah, I've never finished the whole 100 kilometers, but I keep coming back because it's the people you meet and the stories that you hear.
My dream is that everybody would sign up for organ donation. You're helping someone have a life, and that's what my husband gave me, because he gave me one of his kidneys. He gave me my life back.
It's just a big family that you put a call out, someone will be there to help you.
Kidney March is helping to get that information out there, and we're earning funds for patients, patient programs, research, a lot of different things for kidneys disease and for kidney donation or organ donation.
The 1 year, day 2, the hill we called Large Marge, I put on Highway to Hell on repeat as I walked up the hill, because that's what got me through it. It's like nothing else that I've ever done in my life.
And it wouldn't be Kidney March without the Hutton family. And Jim Hutton has been also with us from the very beginning, supporting Kidney March in any way that he can. And so here's a few words from Jim Hutton, a much-loved member of our Kidney March family.
Thank you for coming out on such a dull day.
Oh, it's a beautiful day.
It is. And it's a beautiful sight seeing you all. Every year I've been stood at the bottom of the hill watching everybody coming down, and I love that feeling. Yeah. I think I wish I could be part of that. Well, today I've had that feeling. So thank you. Oh, I guess we've got to get walking.
Every year we have people that return and do Kidney March again and again, and you know some have done it each and every year. But it wouldn't be Kidney March if we didn't have some brand new first-time marchers every year, and this year was no exception. So we asked Josie Diato to say a few words about her experience as a first-time marcher.
Hi, my name is Josephine Diato, and I'm a first-time and solo marcher here in Winnipeg, Manitoba. And you know, this has been definitely an experience that I will never forget, and I'm so glad that I am part of this incredible fundraising and awareness platform for those who have kidney disease. I didn't think that I would be able to do 100 kilometers march, but I did it. And you know, there's a lot of talk about what a hero is. Heroes don't always wear capes. Sometimes a hero is just an average, ordinary person who had the courage to say, I'll try. Those are the kidney marchers out there, and kudos to all of you. This was definitely something, a journey that I will never forget in my life, and I'm so honored to have been part of this incredible journey. You know, at first it was very hard for me to get motivated, but I joined the Kidney March training Facebook page, and that helped me a lot. It was very interactive and engaging, and the posts and stories by other marchers moved me, and I was inspired by their struggles and their victories. And also, whenever I post something on Facebook, I would get positive feedback from my friends and family, and that got me even more motivated. And I also remember my why I was doing it in the first place. What I really liked about the march is, even though we were doing it virtually, seeing everyone's posts on the page, it was like I too was marching with them along the way. Some of the highlights for me was sharing the experiences, photos and videos, and I thought it was a great way to communicate and to connect with one another. The Kidney March has given me a sense of accomplishment at the end of each day. Some of us, you know, have different goals, different training methods, different start and stop locations. But you know what? We all had one focus, and that was to march. And I'm so glad to be, you know, part of that community. Who did I march for? Why did I march? And what are my hopes for all those living with kidney disease? I marched for my husband, whom we have lost to stage 4 renal carcinoma. And this year, 2021, was the 10-year of his passing, and I thought I'd do something different to commemorate his death anniversary. And so when I told my kids that I was gonna join my friend Elwin to do the 100 kilometers, and they're like, what? 100 kilometers? And you know what? They were very supportive. And I said to them, you know, as long as I have you guys by my side, that I know that I would be able to do it. And so they joined me as well, and they were very supportive. So there I was marching on, and each time I put a step out there, I remember my husband and those people, especially some of my friends that are struggling with this disease. I too remember them, and I know my friend Evelyn had lost her loved ones as well from this disease. And one thing that I can say is never lose hope. It is okay to be scared, because it is scary. And it is okay to cry. Everything is okay, but giving up is not an option, and failure is not an option. And if there's anything I'd like to say to encourage other kidney marchers out there in the future, you know what? This is a great opportunity to challenge yourself, especially when you believe that you are doing something worthwhile to help others in making a difference. It doesn't matter how hard it is. Heartfelt gratitude to everyone who sponsored me, who walked with me and followed my journey. I hope that I'd get to do this again next year.
You know, it wouldn't be Kidney March without leadership, and I really want to thank our incredible Kidney March staff team who puts their heart and soul into this. It's something we work on year-round to make it as special as we can for everybody. And of course, the captain of the Kidney March ship is really Laura Fleming. She's the manager of Kidney March and signature events for the foundation. And as usual, Laura's leadership is a key part of the success of Kidney March. So thank you to our amazing Kidney March staff team here. The funds from Kidney March still are coming in. We're very excited about that. October 31st, you can continue to add to your fundraising totals. Keep doing that, check in with people, and definitely don't forget the matching gifts that your company, your employers might have, that your donors might have, and they might match those gifts. So add to your Kidney March totals that way. Thank you so much. It wouldn't be Kidney March without our sponsors. Our sponsors have stepped up in a huge way, and Kidney March was virtual this year, but they were all in. So we want to thank each and every one of you from the bottom of our hearts for helping to bring Kidney March 2021 to life and making it such a great experience for our marchers. You know, we're celebrating Kidney March 2021, but we're already planning for Kidney March 2022, and we're excited. We really hope that you are too. We're already recruiting the Trailblazers for 2022, and to be a Kidney March Trailblazer, you need to register for Kidney March 2022 by December 1st. And then you are going to get an incredibly fabulous piece of Kidney March swag to own, and there's only one way to get it, and that's by being the very first group to register for Kidney March 2022. So we know you want to, you have to be part of it, we need you with us, so be a Kidney March 2022 Trailblazer. The website is already up and running for Kidney March 2022, so go in there and register right away. Don't think about it, just do it, you know you want to. One of the most special things about Kidney March every year is the theme song that we choose to represent really the essence of Kidney March, the experience of Kidney March, and this year that song was Lions. We really couldn't have chosen a song that exemplified your spirit, your courage, your energy, everything you brought to Kidney March. So we're really proud to present the Kidney March 2021 video, your video featuring you.
Today we live, today we breathe, today we know that we are strong when we are weak. Today we trust, we overcome, take every chain that kept us slaves and throw them off. We're not waiting for permission, we defy our inhibition, like our middle name is fearless, unafraid. If we're gonna fly, we fly like eagles, unstoppable. If we're gonna fear, we fear no evil. We will rise, by your power we will go, by your spirit we are bold. If we're gonna stand, we stand as giants. If we're gonna walk, we walk as lions. We walk as lions. Today is ours, it's always been. Before we face the fight, we know who's gonna win. We live by faith and not by sight. We don't want safe and quiet. We don't want to run and hide. This is not an intermission. It's our time, not gonna miss it. You've already called us fearless, unafraid. If we're gonna fly, we fly like eagles, unstoppable. If we're gonna fear, we fear no evil. We will rise, by your power we will go, by your spirit we are bold. If we're gonna stand, we stand we are weak. Today we trust, we overcome. Take every chain that kept us slaves and throw them off. We're not waiting for permission. We defy our inhibition. Like our middle name is fearless, unafraid. If we're gonna fly, we fly like eagles. I lost no fight. If we're gonna fear, we fear no evil. We will rise. By your power we will go. By your spirit we are bold. If we're gonna stand, we stand as giants. If we're gonna walk, we walk as lions. We walk as lions. Today is ours. It's always been. Before we face the fight, we know who's gonna win. We live by faith and not by sight. We don't want safe and quiet. We don't want to run and hide. This is not an intermission. It's our time, not gonna miss it. You've already called us fearless, unafraid. If we're gonna fly, we fly like eagles. Us now fight. If we're gonna fear, we fear no evil. We
incredible work, incredible memories that we're going to share and that we're going to hold in our hearts forever. Kidney March 2021 video. Thank you guys for sending in your photos, your videos, everything to us so that we could make these special memories. Now, don't forget to share everything on social media. Share this video, share your pictures again, put it all out there, and let's encourage other people to come and join us for Kidney March 2022. Let your donors know about your experience, and they can gather some of that from this special video and of course from your own pictures. We need you with us for Kidney March 2022. We can't do it without you. There is still so much that we need to do. Research projects that we need to fund, people that are counting on us for help. You are the ones that make that possible. So we need you with us, Kidney March 2022. We need your help, and it won't be the same without you. So don't forget, register today, kidneymarch.ca.